What's up, associates, and welcome back to the Anime Association. And once again, my name is Kaio Tim times 10, and I am joined by A1 and Anime Addict to
You
talk about 2B Hero X episode 7, Three Seats. But before we get started, go on ahead, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. A1, what are your initial thoughts on this episode?
man, it was slow at first, but the fighting sequence in it, man, it was pretty dope.
Yeah, I can agree. I really did like the fighting sequence. What about you, Attic? How did you feel about the episode?
Yeah, I love the fighting sequence as well, but my main focus is on what kind of was revealed at the end. I don't know if you want to touch upon that now or kind of later.
Those were probably like one of the. There's really not too many points that I was going to really bring up because, like A1 was saying, the episode was kind of slow at the very beginning, but I
Yeah.
understand why because it was bringing in tone. That's what
hmm
the tone was. It was that like revenge, the vengeance story, and then the one thing that did kind of confuse me before we get to the fight and the ultimate like reveal at the end was how it ended up being Esol was the one behind it all. And what if he wasn't, then why didn't he come out and say it wasn't him? Addict. Did I miss something at that point in time?
So I thought it was the Uncle Rock, that was behind it. What was revealed at the end, like he had his hair down, he's wearing a
Yeah.
suit, and then at the very end, when the new Isol is now in the Hero Tower, he comes and walks up right beside him.
What I was talking about was before all that building up to the fight.
So I think it was more of so like he was kind of pointing the blame at the oldie. So I don't think they actually knew who it was. They were
Yeah.
just saying like it's the oldie soul.
Forbes, what did you think about how they set that little sequence up?
Yeah, I thought I heard him say, like he knew who it was, cause he said it had a scar on his face, basically. He said, and I put it there, type stuff. So I thought he was just about to go through a whole like detective type joint and basically figure it out himself. The way they actually put it all together, that whole sequence was dark, bro. I'm not gonna lie, and it just shifted the whole, I guess, episode. You might want to say. What's the guy's name that owned the store again? I'm sorry,
Uncle
Rock.
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 Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like revealing everything he did, bro, and what he has his hands in is crazy.
So let's since both of y'all just want to talk about that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Y'all
but that's
both
what it
have
comes
jumped
back to
over to
though.
that section. Nah, I wasn't even talking about that, but we'll go on ahead and talk about that now. That's what I was going to lead into next, anyways. At first, of course, the big reveal at the end, but before that, there was the whole I know how you can get him to use his finishing move,
hmm
the one he wasn't supposed to be using, which I can only presume is what caused him to lose his arm at the end of the day, right? Before there was the reveal, what were y'all thinking about? He said that he knew how to get him to use the move. I At that point in time, I figured Uncle Rock was a villain of sorts. I guess you can say he played the antagonist and villain at this point in time, but that I got it
hmm
like he was more of a wider villain of going on. What did you think at that moment, Forbes?
Yeah, like it goes back to what we were saying before, like how like there are bigger bodies that's basically orchestrating everything behind the scenes and everything, and we just got firsthand one of them. Like we seen in I think it was episode 3 when they were showing all the people putting their votes in, basically. Like yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he like a good contestant. Like I feel like he's one of those higher ups as well. He definitely showed the dark side of it.
Yeah, I think the whole thing with Uncle Rock was something along the lines of him knowing the old Iso. Perhaps they were, they used to be friends, or perhaps they used to be enemies and they have fought before. Touching back on the ending, though, I feel like it was all kind of like a ploy because the way that he like orchestrated telling everyone that he's going to use this attack was, I feel like it was a ploy in order to get the old Iso to not use it in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think it was a way to get him out of the picture because I think even if he landed the attack on the new Esol, it would have still taken the old Esol out of the picture because he's not.
Yeah.
from the way I seen it was he's not supposed to use that attack anymore. They pushed him into a corner to use the attack. I guess either way it was set up for the new ESOL to win, which actually takes us to the intro where we see them gambling. We see them
Mm-hmm.
playing Russian roulette. We see them doing all these things. We see Uncle Rock, we see X, and we see a few other people, which now I got to go back and look and see what heroes we see in that
Yeah.
specific sequence of the intro, right? After seeing this, though, it makes me believe that the new E-Soul is the one that took out Moon, is the one
Yeah.
that killed Moon, because obviously the new E-Soul has completely shifted. He's completely done a 180. He's no longer the same E-Soul that we knew that was kind and caring. He's obviously lost the plot
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. So I think he's being easily manipulated at this point in time for the tournament arc, because I can't see why he would want to get rid of Moon unless it's to add more tension into gambling, right? Because
Yeah.
at the end we see him on the ninth floor. If you're going, I'm guessing like you're going down. I
Mm-hmm.
made sure that I paid attention. He was on the second from the bottom, so his spot is the ninth spot. I'm not sure if y'all noticed that, but
Mm-mm.
so as of right now we have the 10th spot, which is nice, and or the commoner, and then we have the new Esol, who's the ninth spot addict. What were your feelings when you seen that whole thing roll out, that Uncle Rock is the commissioner, set it all up, and do you think that this Esol took out Moon?
Yeah, so I was very surprised to see that Rock was behind it all. I do think that this ESO is the one that took out Moon, because like you said, he's done a complete 180. He's now like a darker version of who he used to be, and I kind of feel like maybe that's the reason why they went after Moon, is possibly to turn Nice into a darker version of himself. Well, I say Nice, but the commoner. So I just feel like there's something going on behind the scenes with Rock and then whoever else is behind there, like possibly X or whoever, trying to turn these heroes into villains.
Why do you think they would want to turn them into villains?
I think it's a whole like thing with the trust value of the people. I feel like they might want to try to steal it for themselves in order for them to be able to use all the power that they can use instead of the heroes.
So do you think they put God Eye into action, like they influence God Eye, or do you think that's a third party?
Because I think it's a couple people, Rock and a couple other people, including the person that gave, I forget his real name, but God Eye his powers. Yeah, Enlightener. I feel like there's just so many people behind the scenes, like pulling the strings and like giving him the powers, and then like doing this with Esol and the Commoner. I just feel like there's a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Because there has to be a secondary power system, in my opinion, for
Yeah.
the God Eye to have power in the first place, unless his whole thing is just tech based. Because as we've seen with the fight, the technology is there. He had like telekinesis, metal shields type of
Mm-hmm.
thing going on, right? So, Forbes, what did you think about the reveal? And I know since you're an artist yourself and studied animation, what did you think about the fight?
Man, the whole setup, them walking into the arena, and it just turns to 2D. Like I love when they do that transition, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. But the whole thing with Rock too, like I really think that he's also, you know what I'm saying, a manipulator. And I think that he's just trying to, they're all trying to basically have the heroes hold a grudge against each other so they can go all out in the tournament type stuff. Like, who's not going to hold any resolve in this? Like, I'm not going to look. I ain't holding back on anybody in this. So I feel like they just basically being instigators, you might would say, just the higher ups. Because I don't know who he was talking to on the phone, but he said, I'm all in type stuff, I think he said.
Who,
Rock.
Rock?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rock was talking to somebody on the phone. Like, as soon as they revealed it, like,
Oh, you talk. Oh, yeah. He was talking to somebody on the phone, because there was 2 points in times he was talking on the phone. There was the time when he was closing up shop, and
yeah.
then when he was coming up the elevator. I think the all in thing. I don't think that was Rock saying that. I might be wrong, but I think that was Esol saying he was all in.
Mm-mm. Rock was on the phone. He was on the phone, and then he just said, "Yeah, I'm all in." Hung up, and then it went to him in a suit after that.
Yeah, so he did, but another thing that he said was about let's not worry about this guy with zero trust value.
Yeah,
That's what made me confused about why he was with Iso at the very end, because
yeah.
it seemed like he wanted him dead.
I think he wanted the old Iso dead. Like as we see in all the
Yeah.
episodes, like they're getting rid of the old ones and bringing in new ones.
I noticed he said the fake one, so I was assuming he
Yeah.
was talking about the new one.
And that was kind of confusing to me as well, because they did show the whole "don't worry about the guy with the zero trust value,"
Yeah.
but that was before everything set up. Like they kind of ran back from his point of view
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. So, but then they was like, "Oh, the trust values started merging." And only one came out alive. It makes me wonder if the new ESOL lost, right? And they just have the old ESOL in the new armor, so he has more
Yeah.
popularity, type of thing.
But the old
Uh,
Iso, he was kind of big though, bro.
I do think it was the new one in the hero tower.
yeah, I mean, I do too, because that seems kind of where it's leaning towards. Is
Mm-hmm.
every time we see a hero like that is going to change, pretty much changing the mantle. But I do think that's something that we should think about, is if that really is the new ESOL. I think that's because we didn't see nobody.
I just feel like with Rock being by his side that it is the new one. I don't see why Rock would be with the old one
Yeah.
when the old one already had the other guy that was like his agent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. So, Addict, where do you think it's going to go from here?
So we kind of seen like in the background of the past couple episodes, and she was actually pretty prominent in this episode. I think that Lucky is going to be the next hero that we're going to meet. I kind of think next episode is going to be when we start to, dive into her a little bit, because I feel like the way that they are doing these things, they're leaving us on the nastiest cliffhangers possible
Mm-hmm.
and then going to the next hero. So I feel like that's what's going to happen next week.
Yeah, I'll give them the props this week. It was a mean cliffhanger, but it was better than the one that they
Yeah.
did with the comedy.
Yeah. It
I
was
tell
somebody
you
just
that
getting
much.
shot in the head, bro. Like, and then oh,
I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
take
next person.
I will take this cliffhanger over the other cliffhanger all day, right?
Nah, facts.
Uh what about you, A1? How you feel that this that what do you think the direction of the series is about to take?
Nah, like they already got a formula already made already. So, and they already set it up for a new person to come. So I really got a feeling like they gonna switch the whole character, honestly, and focus on somebody
Yeah,
else. I don't know who
I
now
think
though.
what it seems like they're doing is it does seem like they're rolling in with the end of, because at the end of episode 4 we seen Esol, and now like Addict was saying, we seen the end of Esol's story, but throughout we were seeing the obviously another hero within the story
Yeah.
going on, which actually makes me wonder if the friend is going to become the new Lucky, because she went missing during the concert.
Mm,
Oh,
she
you
did.
might be onto something with that.
Yeah, because she was crying and then she went missing at the end of the con. Like they showed her crying, they showed the tickets, they went back to the seats, and she was gone.
Yeah, so I think another thing with that is the fact that Yang Cheng chose to be Isol over sticking by her side. So I feel like she feels betrayed by him, and maybe that was why she like disappeared.
She was already
Yeah,
crying already too. Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean that makes sense. Which is, it's also one of them things, because he was staying true to who he was at that moment, which
Mm-hmm.
he promised to her that he would always do, was the stay true type of thing. Other than that, is there anything that y'all want to add to it? Anything that we might have missed in the discussion? Otherwise, while it was a very good episode thematically,
Yeah.
there wasn't really a lot of stuff that happened besides the fight and the leading into the next hero, unless I missed something.
Nah. That was really it. Honestly, I wish I could have seen who won. Like, like,
Yeah, they
man,
did us
bro.
dirty with that
But
one.
I know
They
this is
did us.
build up to something else. I already know.
So another thing with that, another reason why I think it's the new one is because all those men in the were in there like moving stuff out. So I think the
Yeah.
old Isol got kicked out, and now the new one's in.
He probably
Here's my
dead.
question, right? We might have to go back and look at the when he was moving in the firm man spot, because what rank was firm man? Was firm man number 10?
I think he was because
Yeah,
Um,
he was because
yeah.
when they went into the apartment, he all of his boxes were still there, and he was moving. I was about to say, what if he took Fur? That would be a crazy twist if like if he was taking Furman's spot and like all that stuff was happening at the same time. But I think all this stuff takes place like 5 months before the Commoner
Mm. Damn.
storyline or something like that.
Oh, this was before?
Well,
Yeah,
it actually will have to be though. It definitely will have to be.
because the Lightner is still the Enlightener. He didn't become
Oh,
God
yeah,
Eye.
yeah. You're right, you're
Yeah.
right.
Since it's the end of this arc, I really don't know what predictions to go with besides the fact that if I could have missed it or just forgot, but if Uncle Rock said he was all in, then I think it links back to we need to take a look at the intro for the gambling scene and see
Mm-hmm.
who is in there because I know it's X and I know it's Uncle Rock, which is crazy that we didn't put that together because they show his face in the intro, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. With that being said, let's just go on ahead and wrap it up here. Down below, let us know what your favorite part was, if there was something that we missed. And while you're down there, go on ahead and click that like button, the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. And we'll catch y'all next week for episode 8. Peace.